something that I bought that I could show you, but it's a year old. It may have already run out.
Is it all radio? Is that it? Radio
Something
radio?
like that. It was all the channels.
Yep. Now it's still gonna have. You can still go in there and look.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we all kind of shake this off and get our day underway, Odie.
I kind of feel like this is still Monday evening.
It did kind of run together. You had a late night, didn't you?
We had a pretty late night, but you know, it is what it is. We were safe. God had his hands on each one of us. I know we had some trees down here and there, but even Joe says 0 was above water this morning, so no floodings. That's a good thing. We had a few accidents on the interstate, but nothing major.
We'll show some pictures of that in a little while.
Yeah.
Now, something we want to pay attention to, if you're trying to put your makeup on and you live in Southern Clark County, you got a problem.
Yeah, candle power.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on there. As we go all the way down here, let's zoom in on this. We've got about 6 people here. Now, this is EMEPA. As we go here and take a look over by Lauderdale, we got about 3 people. West of Collinsville, about 1. As we get just south of town here on 59, Meehan kind of community there. Right here, this stronghold here, east of Quitman, about 43 people. This is going to be out on 440, 443, and county roads. What is that, 672? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in that area, about 43 people without power, Odie. And again, it's not fun to be without power. And then southwest of DeSoto, about 3 people there without power there.
Yeah. I mean, you know, with the amount of rain and the high winds that we've had, and you're looking at 54 people that's without power, with the amount of power lines that run through deep wooded areas. Wooded.
I say words like that all day.
Yeah, what the heck? That's really not bad. I mean, yes, if you're the one that doesn't have power, it's the most terrible thing. Been there, I know what you mean. But overall, that's not bad.
Now, Mississippi Power in the East Mississippi area has already got all the power back on as we pull this up, Odie. We will see that the 450 people, 425 without power lie south of us from Laurel all the way to Biloxi and those areas. Now, let's go take a look statewide wide what our numbers are. Earlier this morning, we were sitting at about 16,000 in the state of Mississippi. We are now down 3,000 more. We've got their power back on 13.
Good deal.
But as we look at this, I want you to show you just how much worse this storm was in Alabama. 64,000 without power.
Yeah.
Look at this as we pull this up. Man. All of this area right there is where the storm, and it did stay to the south.
It did. It moved across that southern part of Alabama. Most of our stuff went kind of north of us, but stayed south of us as well.
Roughly 200 people in Choctaw and Sumter County, Alabama's without power this morning. We're thinking of you. And Odie, you know more about this than I do because you're a first responder. You've been out a lot as we're waking up this morning. It was dark all night. What happens when you leave the house now and go out?
So you may be able to tell that there's no water over the roads, but what sneaks up on you are tree limbs that have fallen down throughout the night. You may be the first person going through that area, or someone that was ahead of you saw this tree limb and went around it, and it's in the middle of the road right where you are. You slow down and take caution as you go through your morning travel. Could be roads that have a little bit of water on the top of it. It could cause you to hydroplane. You've got tree limbs that are still down from last night that was never called down. Melanie's saying there's a tree down on Arundel Road. I'll send a message and see about getting that checked out. But there's still, it's in this darkness, it's hard to see all that's in front of you.
That's true.
So just take your time, leave early so you can get to work on time by not driving fast.
Now, this is the first report of this that we've gotten this morning. The southeast area, we're getting reports that the water is out there. Would that be a power outage or could something else happen?
It could be a power outage. Most likely not, because your tanks would have been full and your
so
gravity should have got it. So most likely we have a busted line if the water is out. We've got a busted line.
So this would be different, like when we have days without power and then you run out of water because it is built up what you're saying, and then after a few days, nothing to keep pumping that.
Correct. Number, you can't fill the tank anymore, but you're sitting here gravity fed, and you got to think this storm come through last night. So during the middle of the night, anywhere from between the hours of 10 and we'll say 5 a.m., power usage as a whole, water usage as a whole is down. People's not taking showers. They're sleeping. They're not wasting water, especially days like this, sprinkling the yard. You're not doing washing dishes and cars and stuff like that. So that's a very low water usage time. So I wouldn't say that everybody waking up this morning not having water would be just due to power failure.
I got into a discussion one time with a water company, and you know how you get into a discussion and you don't know whether you're right and what they're telling you is right. But at the time, we went days without power. And the solution was that each one of these wells, had they had a generator, nobody would have lost power. And I was, why don't you have this? Well, the expense of keeping it up, generator. Mine's been going for 3 years, and I've spent $500 in repairs on it. And that was because I had it serviced and I had some other little small issue happen. It wasn't a lot of money. And I feel like I'm still the winner of that argument because I myself, after 3 years, have spent $500 in maintenance on one. And I feel like that generator is going to last me a long time. Now maybe it pulls more than I know.
And they're bigger generators. Yeah. And to operate,
you trying to say my generator's little? No, I think Odie just said I had a small generator.
You have a smaller need of power, we'll say. But I know most everyone of them now do have battery backup, generator backup, and I know there's some new ones that came to this particular area.
That's good. That's good.
So it's getting there, and in forms of grants, because I'm gonna throw this up there.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
If you look on your water bill, it is not bad at all. we actually have low water bills in our area. To the point that to maintaining stuff, we had to recently go up in our area, and it's different than yours. And I'm still paying a low amount of water bill, and I like that. But what goes along with that? Not having a big coffer to pull from to go spend $50,000-$60,000 for a generator.
Okay.
And then you have to go look for a grant. So do we charge more and hope that they spend it right, or charge less and make everybody happy and then just kind of work our way through the bad spots?
There you go. Odie's explanation for that. He's trying to whoop my argument.
Well, I'm with you, because especially when you don't have water, it's like, all right, now. Look,
You think not having power is bad? Go without water for about 4 days. That's worse. I don't care how you slice it. At the end, that's bad. I don't want to be without any of them. And it makes you go, oh, let me just go ahead and drill my own well while I don't have to depend upon other people.
Exactly.
Makes
but
you
then
think.
You got to have power.
Scotty and Odie, we're going to get into all the do's and what's and what happened last night. Y'all don't rush off. We want you to see what went on throughout the areas and weather and everything. We'll be right back. As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Hey, good morning. We got a lot of folks watching. We see Philadelphia joining us there. We got different states all over joining in today. Louisville, look at there. Gulfport.
Gulfport. I hope y'all are safe down there in Gulfport and got your power on.
Union, Causeyville.
Yeah, Causeyville.
The list just goes on in different communities.
Sue and Lovey. I saw a Sue and Lovey on there. Tylertown.
Yeah.
And our friends right there next door in Clark County.
Yeah. Karen Hurd watching us there from Pine Springs also.
I hope Harold stayed dry.
Harold, we'll show a picture of Harold here in a little bit as he was on the crime there with investigators chasing that stolen truck. Yeah. Speaking of, let's do the
Hickory.
let me see. Hickory joining us.
Wow, Indiana sitting here going, hey, Mississippi. Hey, Paula, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I have a correction to make. A little confusion as I spoke with Clark County to begin with as to a stolen truck recovered. Oh. I happened to think it was the truck from Okeechobee, and we didn't say a tag number. It was the white truck. Okay.
Well.
And I got confused. And I put that the truck that was stolen from Okeechobee was recovered. It was not.
Oh.
We go to Clark County where an F-250 was stolen and recovered in Lauderdale County is where the confusion went here. Do you know where the truck was recovered at? One of your best buddies there, right in his yard there.
Oh.
They just left him a little present there. Charlie.
At his house?
At his house, there, his second house. As we go to Clark County, a truck was stolen from Castle, which is down Highway 45 just east of Mathis Peaches. They came in with bolt cutters. They were prepared and stole the F-250. And they would drive this, as you'll see here, all the way up here to Fisher Road and leave a present there. Now, as I spoke to investigators in Clark County, they got a suspect.
Okay.
Pretty sure they know who he is, and cuffs are coming. They just wanted to put that out there to let you know that they are coming to get you.
If you see Harold walking your way down the road,
there's Harold there on the left. There's
Harold.
He's making his way. He started 2 days early for this.
He knew where he was going. He could sniff it out.
But it's just bad that we have these kind of crimes that people want to take things that aren't theirs. Two or three instances this morning that we're going to get into to where, and here's a picture of it after it was recovered from the Clark County Sheriff's Department there. Clark County Hot Topics showing that for us. There's the truck there. Just left it out there in front of Charlie's place for everybody to find.
Ooh.
Looks like it's time for Charlie to go out and do some raking, doesn't it?
Yeah, he needs to at least get one of those electric blowers or something.
Hang in there, Charlie. But that's sort of what went on there. Let's see here, a few other things. As we were talking about debris and things this morning, make sure to be careful with all of that as we get all of this stuff back up and rolling again this morning. We remind you that the event that is going on, let me pull this up, Odie. I briefly mentioned this morning, and I want to touch base on this again about the weather and what is coming. Let me pull this too and bring this over here. This is going to be a bigger weather event for our area.
Yeah.
Right here. This is what is coming Thursday night into Friday. Almost the same timeline as what we just had.
Yeah, throughout the middle of the night.
This is a level 2 already for all of this area, to where everything before the weather last night was forecasted to be down here. As you'll see, widespread throughout East Mississippi.
We are in that area now.
So, and as you'll see here, tornadoes, hail, all of that good stuff is in the forecast, and we want you to be on your P's and Q's and not get hurt with any of this.
You know, we were talking about the water and department and all that stuff, and somebody had made a comment that said the biggest problem with all government-run water systems is the lack of need of maintenance, and in some areas that's true. What we were talking about now, your county water departments are not government-run. Has zero to do with Lauderdale County Board of Supervisors, the City of Meridian, none of that. That is all strictly run by Sugalena Water Department, is run by Sugalena Water Department. And if you are
like Clarkdale
user, you are a member of that you can go, try to be put on the board and get voted in and do your part to operate it. That it's its own entity. It is not government funded through our tax dollars locally. Same with Clarkdale. Clarkdale's water department owns Clarkdale's water department. And if you're a Clarkdale user, you are part of that. You paid money to join that when you got your water turned on. So there may be some, and you may be referring to Jackson and all that, and I agree with it. But for out in the county, your water departments, that's not government operated.
Are you trying to tell me I need to go sign up and hush up?
But
I think that's what he told me.
No, so I just wanted somebody had.
Yeah, you
I
wanted
don't know
to clear
if
that
I
up.
wanted to clear that up. I just wanted.
But there are cities that own their water department. And Meridian, I'm not sure.
Meridian owns theirs.
I know that there was a discussion yesterday in a meeting about all of that, of hiring an outside company possibly to come in and start working on
Your
this.
municipalities typically own their water departments. But you get out here into the county, then it's a little bit different. And he said that's why Long Creek water is so reliable.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
I'm not sure this is true, but we're seeing here that Vicky is posting that Elvis, the Great Dane that was being looked for, has been found deceased. Oh, that breaks my heart.
Yes, it does. And somebody was talking about that earlier.
Okay, well, I missed that earlier on that. And our condolences to them, because your pet is such a part of your life, your family.
Could you imagine, though, coming home to a Great Dane? They'll meet you eye to eye.
Yeah, I've been over to Justin's house. I'm 6 foot, stares me right in the eye.
Yeah, so, that's part of your
Don't
family.
pay your bill at Justin's and see what happens. Did you hear about this gas explosion in Fort Worth yesterday?
Yeah, in a hotel.
Look at this.
21 people are injured, I believe is what it is.
Man, Daily Mail reporting that this morning, but look at the damage that went on this bottom floor.
It just blew everything out.
That time. So we feel for those folks there that got injuries during that. I bet that was one of those scary moments of what is going on.
You know it was.
Let's see. Whoopi. This tells me as I see these headlines that people are getting very nervous. Whoopi has ripped into Trump for running for president. Then I look here, Michelle Obama also ripping into Trump. She's saying that she scares what's coming. Trump stands up and goes, hey, I want the economy to go ahead and tank so it can show you what Biden's been doing. He just throws it out there.
Well, here's what I got to say about that. Whoopee! I don't care what either one of y'all say.
Trump. Now, he teased this, that first run, that if he ran, that he would convict Hillary, and he didn't do it. He let her go.
Didn't do it.
But he's saying this time, if he's elected, he would probably indict Biden. We'll see.
Well,
there's a lot of what ifs into that.
And I hope these people finally pack their bags up and leave that said they're going to leave.
Yeah. And I say this, I don't watch CNN at all. It is not my taste for news. They don't tell it the way I feel that it should be told.
Communist News Network.
Yep. And regardless of who's on there, we say we have to keep this young lady in thought. She works there. She's got stage 3, I think, breast cancer, as we think of her.
Yeah.
Very serious disease that affects so many people. And don't think it can't happen to men. It also happens to men in the same degree there. So we just thought we'd pass that along. A couple of things that are going on. Let me see here. Let's jump over to here. I wanted to show this. This was sent in last night from Southern Pipe out front, just how that wind was whipping here. Let me pull this up here. This is the flags that stand out front. Look at this. That was some strong winds there.
Yeah, it was.
Now, Odie, I don't know if I can find this in a timely manner, but up near Collinsville, here we go. This was sent in yesterday, and this is during the middle of the day before the storms get. I want you to watch this stop sign,
man,
as it whips by. Look at this. That's some strong stuff in it.
Wanted to make sure y'all saw it from all angles.
I keep wanting to sing, "Come on, baby, let's do the twist." That's what came into mind when I saw that.
Oh, it's a moving.
So we had a lot of wind, and the wind is not over today.
No, we're just getting started. So tree limbs can still continue to fall. Some trees may continue to fall. Just be vigilant on your travels. Make sure that you're taking it slow and easy, slower than you normally do. Make sure you get to work safe.
Ann Hall, I'm glad you said that. As I was watching the weather, and I had put out a flash flood warning, I believe for Wayne County or somewhere like that last night. I just put that out. And I sat down, and the thunder hit, and I have never had everything in the house shake like it shook then. I mean, it's like rattled glass like that. That was strong. It was kind of like, those motels that you can drop the quarter in on the bed and they go to shaking?
Yeah. That's
what it was. It was a free one.
Well, in your house, that could cause a tree to fall, and then you would trip over.
Now that you brought that up, Odie, there was 3 Christmas trees as I go into my door that I had to step over off of the back porch.
See, it's not just on the road you got to be careful. It's waking up in Scotty Ray's house and walking through the den.
Y'all keep my wife in mind. She has a problem. She doesn't want to admit that she has a problem, but she is a what do you call that? A artsy and craftsy.
Yeah.
And she loves these seasons to keep going and going.
Go like an Energizer bunny.
I bought, when I was out of town and had to work out of town, I don't remember the year, but I bought a 20 by 30 or 20 by 40. Look, she's mumbling. But I bought one of those metal buildings that you put outside the store in.
Yeah.
It's 24 foot this way, and it's the biggest one that you could buy.
Like 12 foot wide.
But 24. You cannot walk in it. The only thing in it is arts and crafts for the different seasons. Now, what are we going to do with all that?
Well, she got all seasons got their own little cubby hole.
Well, I'm not real sure. I open the door and it's all. I'm sure she knows what's in there. I do not. If we were to take down the decorations, we would have a huge house. That's what I hear. Scotty Ray and Odie. We'll be right back.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. So who is that wanted to know if my wife sold arts and crafts?
Yeah, Stacy.
Of course not. She's too busy buying them.
Or buying the stuff to do crafts with.
Man, she makes wreaths, and I don't know why. There's a wreath for every occasion around here. She, what was it she told me? She was going to make like a Valentine Christmas tree, and I said, that ain't even right. Ooh. That's you can't mix other seasons, but she seems to think you can.
Well, Amy said, what is that in this box? What have you ordered now? So I had me a box last night.
What'd you have in it?
I opened it up, and it's all these parts and pieces. And I said, well, I can't believe I got to put the thing together. So it's just me, and I like the idea. Some people might think it's crazy, but I bought me a little water tower. And it's 10 inches tall, but it comes in pieces, so I got to put the thing together and all that stuff. So I bought me a little water tower. It's like out there at Meridian.
Yeah.
And I'm going to paint it and put Lauderdale County, Meridian, Mississippi on it. And I'm going to put the stuff together, and I'm going to put me a little weather radar on top of it. And I'm going to keep that as a little memorial.
Right by your bed?
No, at the office.
Okay.
And so she's like, what are you buying this for? So I told her. She was like, well, okay. So I don't do a whole lot of arts and crafts at all. But
look, my wife's trying to start an argument. I don't know if everybody sees this. Shall we talk cars? I have her know I sold 2. I got rid of 2 out of the yard.
It was the other 3 you bought, wasn't it?
Well, okay, maybe she's got a little point there. I got at least 4 that I just cannot part with. And then, but I did get rid of 2. And then I got a parts one somewhere, and then another one that we got a bunch around.
Well,
here.
one's going to the shop.
Yes, very shortly here.
So
we got to winch it up on there because it ain't got no engine.
Uh-oh.
Somebody whining to get she upset.
Somebody said a Valentine tree. Yeah.
She does do that, y'all.
Georgia said, yep, that's a good one.
Oh, she said something about I still have 5 cars. Stay out of this. Mind your own business.
Ooh, trampoline didn't even blow away last night. Oh, that is awesome. But it may do that today. If you've got a trampoline, turn that dude upside down.
Helps a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Because it will go, it'd be like a kite with no string.
We did have a fire yesterday. It was on Bird Donor Road. As we look at this would be up here in the 10,000 block. As we go here to take a look, look at all that grass that got burned.
Man.
And we did have damage to the river. And you'll see the fireman there as fire got up to this. The entire thing was not engulfed. The firemen got there in time to save that.
That's good.
Big thank you to all of those that respond to that. We have a... I hope I've got the right one. One was found and one was not. We got a puppy dog that's been found on Brown Hook Road. If this happens to be your pup, let us know. We'd like to get him home. As we do that, we try to get as many of those back to their owner as we can. But you can always call us, send us a message there. Now, as we've had people borrowing things, is that the word? No, it's stealing.
Yeah, it's just plumb stealing.
Let's go to CVS College Park. Look at this. It's empty, Odie. What does that tell us? Somebody cut the locks and ran off with those propane tanks.
Wow.
There's MPD on scene there. We hate that. I don't know how many bottles were in it, but enough that it shouldn't have been done as we look at that.
And then all of a sudden you're going to see where nobody has these little propane tanks available.
That's right.
And then people are going to complain because there's nowhere to get propane after hours on weekends. And you're stuck with no propane because thugs go out and do this, and businesses decide that it's cheaper to stay out of business than it is to continue to stay in business.
That's true.
It's sad.
Now let's talk about a serious matter here. If you're watching us anywhere in the state of Mississippi, we don't know where these guys are, but they're bad. Absolutely bad, and I'm not sure the condition of the lady from Adams County, but she was shot for her phone, and then they took her car. She was shot in the neck and then also in another area. As we pull this up to take a look, Odie, here. These are the three. This is the last car that they were seen in. It's a 2015 Ford Fusion. Here's the license plate, ADC 8276. If you see this car anywhere, these are the three guys that did this. They're all in their teens. There's a closer look at them. When they left the jail, they stole a Jeep. They drove it down and stole a van and drove it to Adams County and then stole that car. Likelihood they've already switched cars again because crime, they don't care. They shot this woman over a phone and a car. One of the windows in the car has been shot. Ought to stick out.
Yeah, this is, and Chrissy said they've escaped before. They have.
Sure
This is at least the second, if not third time they've escaped. They were already in for possible murder.
Yep.
They were in for theft, and now another murder.
Ray said, where did they get the pistol? One of the cars that they stole had a gun in it, and that's how they acquired that.
Yep. Man, and I tell you, during this time where our law enforcement is going out and dealing with this and trying to find them, here's something. Today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. If you see an officer out, tell them thank you. Because when they get our paycheck, there's not a whole lot of thank you in these paychecks.
You're right on that. It's not.
Comes from us. They make a living, but not a living that they deserve by putting their life on the line and working as hard as they do every single day for you and I.
You're saying that it's not unlike Congress where you become out a millionaire.
Right.
Okay,
you don't go in with an $80,000 a year job. You work 4 years and you come out with $8 million. It doesn't work like that in law enforcement.
I'm not good at math, though.
I'm not either, because I didn't take that kind. Miss Davis didn't teach us how to squeeze it that hard.
Oh, you're absolutely right there.
Man.
That's a few of the things going on. We'll be right back. We got more local headlines and things that are going on in our community. We appreciate you joining us there. We'll be right back as we continue this morning with Scott Gray and Odie. Have you seen the selection of cars and trucks at Massey Supermart Auto Sales lately? How about a Grand Cherokee Jeep 4x4 Limited? They've got that in white and also gray. They have a like-new 2021 Wrangler Unlimited 4x4. Or maybe your family needs room. Have you checked out the Ford Expedition lately? 1023 Highway 39 Bypass, Massey Supermart Auto Sales.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the...
Hey, Beth, you need to stay out of this.
Yeah.
You tell her to buy a smaller tree, she'll go buy more.
Just for Valentine's.
We got enough of those going around.
And then we've got something coming up next month that deals a little bit with, we'll say, Mardi Gras.
Well,
Do we do a Mardi Gras tree?
Well, you want me to tell you what I overheard?
That she's going to do one this year?
Because Valentine's Day and apparently Mardi Gras are within a day of each other.
Well, yeah.
There's something about there's going to be a Mardi Gras Christmas tree and a Valentine's Christmas tree coming.
Side by side.
Yeah, and she said to drop the word Christmas because it's a Valentine tree.
Oh.
As I'm being corrected there.
Okay.
How you feel about all that?
Yeah. Terry says, how's the weather radar going? It's going great. Boy, this is bad, but we kind of needed yesterday. And we kind of need Friday because it gives them that opportune time to
tweak.
do a little bit more tweaking, making sure it's good. So we're still looking maybe the first week of February to go live with this. So
And a lot of times you'll see me do live, test live, because I have no other choice but to do it that way. I'd rather do that than during an emergency.
Yeah, tree down on Arundel Road right past Paulding. So be careful if you're out that way.
All right, let's go back in time and take a look at what happened today in history. Anybody remember these things? This guy was like Mr. Western. He always had that stare.
And he's got that square jaw look.
He does.
You know.
Lee Van Cleef was his name. He was born in 25, and I just can't tell you. Wasn't he in the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
He was. Been in many of them.
Yeah. So maybe that's your favorite Western star there.
Man,
He was tough.
he's definitely been in there.
Now, this is a guy that needs no introduction. When you see his face, you're going to go, oh, yeah, he was that lucky dude. 1935, a guy named Bob Denver was born. And what did Bob do?
Ooh, he played the little buddy.
Yep, he was Gilligan. And that's one of those roles that you just can't mentally see anybody else ever playing. That was his role.
Yeah.
And that would also go for, what's his name? The skipper. I forget who it was.
Well, all of them. The professor.
Yeah.
Marianne.
You seem like you like Meridian a little bit more than you do the movie star.
I was way more Marianne than I was Ginger.
I think that most of them, my gut is that most lean toward Meridian than Ginger. Maybe there's some out there that like that look, but Meridian was just wholesome.
Marianne was it. That's exactly it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see here. Jimmy Page was born. I don't know a lot of his music, but I understand that he did play a lot of guitar there, and he helped form. Did you know that group?
Led Zeppelin. Yep.
Yeah. I remember a country group called Jed Zeppelin.
Yep. It's not the same ones. We're getting a report.
What are we?
Bogflower Road. Okay. So you've got to be from the area. Part of Bogflower Road was washed out. It's First Creek past the chicken house on the dirt part. Don't know if y'all knew or anyone could check this out. So you've got to be from the area to know the directions of it's the First Creek past the chicken house on the dirt part.
Okay.
But make sure that if you're in that area, be very careful if the road's washed out. If it's got water on it, don't drive through it. Turn around. So we'll get that checked out and make sure it's that it's safe.
All righty, that's the latest there. And as always, report what you have to us. We'll be glad to pass it along. Ruben says it washes out all the time. We'll go back to 1950 as Hank would walk into the recording studio today and record two big songs. Ooh. Some of these you'll remember. A lot of you need to be educated there if you don't know these there. Long Gone Lonesome Blues, Why Don't You Love Me Like You Used to Do, My Hair's Still Curly and My Eyes Are Still Blue. Oh. Also, My Son Calls Another Man Daddy.
Oh, now that's a tough one.
Boy, if you ain't heard that before. Rip the heart out. And that's what made Hank what he was. If you go back to 1950, we had a bunch of whiny music that really wasn't that good. And old Hank shows up and changes everything, and he starts singing about things that people are living.
Yeah,
and that really,
relate.
Everything was about a train before him, and just real boring.
Well, that's like Jimmy Rogers. I mean, what he's done for music, you could never undo. He is the father of country music, and he's the father that led to rock and roll. Everything brewed out of blues and country.
Yep.
It just came out that way. But a lot of his stuff was railroad. And people enjoyed seeing something else come along that wasn't just railroad songs.
Hank truly was your first superstar.
Yeah.
He rewrote the book there. I didn't know it was Led Zeppelin that sang, what was that, Stairway to Heaven?
Stairway to Heaven, yeah.
Didn't know all that. You would see this shirt in Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, when a lot of people would go, well, who is that he's wearing? Of course, it was Crystal Gale. You've been talking in your sleep. Nothing, oh boy, that's nothing worse than that. Do you remember that song, Odie?
I do.
Where he was laying over there mumbling some other woman's name, and she was listening.
Oh, don't record.
Sound like a stick. 1967, this old boy had it made on this date. Groucho Marx got to hang out with that pretty young thing. Y'all remember that?
I bet he went to twinkling his eyebrows with that hug.
And the strange thing about that, he didn't want any money for the episode. They gave him a TV to appear on the show. Boy, they got on that cheap, didn't they?
Yeah, he just wanted to be
Able to watch
around
TV
Jeannie.
at home.
He just wanted to be with Jeannie.
That's true. Can't blame the man.
No.
As we go back to 1959, boy, this was the start of a career of a legend. And I've watched him on the Rowdy. Was that his name? Am I right?
Was it Rowdy?
As we go back to Rawhide, hit 'em up, load 'em up.
Man.
You heard that in the Blues Brothers.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
But I want to say Rowdy Yates, maybe, was his character's name. Maybe.
But now Rowdy Yates was here.
Okay. Where's Greg when he knows all this stuff? Because you know he knows Westerns.
You know, Rowdy Yates had Black Eagle Karate.
Didn't know all that.
He was partners with, well, he actually was the sensei and taught David Carr.
Oh, get out of here. David's don't be going up there with no brick near his business.
No.
Look, we're getting corrected. Rowdy Yates, that was the name there. All right, let's go back to 1961. This was, and Dylan told me when he landed a few months ago in Alaska, and he says, really not a lot going on there. I don't know much about it, but he goes, all I could hear in my head was way up north to Alaska. Johnny Horton had a #1 song, and John Wayne would be a part of this because it would be the theme song to a movie, North to Alaska. Big Sam left Seattle in the year of 1901.
I missed all that. Even Sandy knew it was Rowdy Yates.
Go Sandy. Look at her. She sits on Sundays and watches Westerns and don't deny it. We're trying to get her married. We're trying to give her bonus points.
We're working on it.
And we don't know about her cooking.
We haven't figured that out.
Me and Odie are willing to sample your cooking and then give a scale of 1 to 10 of if she's marrying material.
Exactly. Casseroles, we need everything.
That's right. 1968, Loretta marched to a different beat. She was very country, and she sang about what she knew. And she had a little redneck in her. Don't come home a drinking with loving on your mind. And, well, the peel. And then she broke out with this song in 68 called Fist City because she had to fight women all the time because,
he was looking for more women.
He was hanging around in honky-tonks while she was singing. Nowadays, they just divorce him and forget about do.
Yeah.
1976, on this date, this guy was broke. He had nothing. He sold an idea, and little did we know from there on it would become what makes him what he is. He would become rich over this really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Filming began on Rocky today, 1976.
You know, what he did, Arnold Schwarzenegger's got a documentary out and talked about the fight between him and Stallone.
I didn't know they had one.
Well, I mean, not a fight.
Argument?
But I guess Schwarzenegger wanted to be this real huge movie star.
Uh-huh.
Well, here comes Sylvester Stallone with Rocky. And both of them were fighting each other trying to be the top dog.
Yeah.
And Rocky was one of those that just really pushed him over the top.
But it had a lot to do with his character. Stallone just identified with America, and people connected to that, and it just sent him on his way. He done so many Rambo. You look at all of that. He did what people were thinking there. We go back to 1976. It was #1 on this date. It stayed #1 for quite some time. Well, I thought we'd mention it again because it was so big. Convoy, Chris Christopherson, without a shirt there, shot this song and everything with a movie to stardom. Now, again, we're not real fond of the reporter in that.
No.
1982, one of the most beautiful women to ever come out of England would be born. Who are we talking about? Kate Middleton, born in 1982 on this date. She's just gorgeous there. Seems like she's real nice. Don't know a lot about it. As we go to 1982, this guy was still trying to make it. He sanded a lot, Odie. He worked in a body shop, done his music. He was doing his best to make it. And after this, things would change. It would be his first #1, and it put his name as a household name because so many men identified with it.
I didn't know the name.
That 14-karat mine.
14-karat mine.
He spent $7 sawmill dollars on a bracelet just to satisfy her 14-karat mine. And it's about a guy, it's kind of like Jamie Johnson's Silver Dollar, where he bumps into this old girl. She's staring at the window in a jewelry shop, hooks up with her. And she uses him till she comes get somebody a little bit with more money. Jamie Johnson, as most people know from the area, has a song called Silver Eagle. And he marries this old girl, and she leaves him for a banker, leaves him high and dry. And after he's divorced, he has his wedding band melted down into a silver eagle, and he wears it on his necklace. And he's going down the street, and the man that she left him for is on the street corner, a former banker, broke. She done sucked him dry. And he walks by and he gives him that silver eagle. That's a reminder. It's
Here you
good.
go, buddy.
Yeah. And that does happen. Men and women both do that. Don't think they don't.
Yes.
This would change our lives forever. This thing right here. It would. And it's so hard to believe that it was only 07, Odie.
Not that long ago.
And it was so little you couldn't see it.
Didn't he order pizza from that press conference on the phone?
Maybe.
I want to say he did.
He may
Let
have
me
done
show
that.
y'all what this does. And he ordered pizza, and it's like,
Smart guy.
yes.
And then never has there been a phone better than the Razor. Remember those flip phones? You could run over them, you could stomp them, and never break them.
And that was one of those that you could flip, and you didn't have to worry about is it going to break.
Yeah, you bump this one, you're going to spend $1,000. Let's just be honest about everything. 1991, this is bad, and I hope this gets overruled one day because there's a lot of things worse in this world.
Yeah.
Pete Rose was banned today in 1991 from the Hall of Fame.
From betting on baseball. He didn't bet on his team. He didn't bet on games that he was involved with. He bet on baseball, a couple other teams.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with what he did, other than it was gambling. And of course, if it was at Vegas, then it shouldn't have been a problem anyway. But to be kicked out of the Hall of Fame, because that man right there is definitely a Hall of Famer and needs to be in the Hall of Fame right now.
I agree with that. Every time I see this name, I think of Joe Diffie. Welcome to Earth, third rock from the sun. But, well, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about the TV show. Do y'all remember that? It premiered 1996. I don't know that guy's name, but he's funny.
If you wouldn't have asked, I could have told you.
He's been in a lot of things. But he's funny. He really is.
He is funny. Somebody will know it, and we'll get it in just a minute.
A few days ago, we talked about the lonely guy that stood around that was born in 1925. It was actually 1917. It would be on this day in 1997 that we would lose this guy. He would forever go to sitting in a waiting room as we lost the lonely Maytag repairman. Jesse White passed away on this date in 97.
John Lithgow is his name.
That is right.
So thank you, Barry.
Harry and the Hendersons was with the animal thing,
Yeah,
like
the
Bigfoot.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, okay. This one, we didn't see this coming at all. And it would be 2 years ago today that we would lose this guy. Bob Saget would bump his head, lay down, and never get up.
Yeah.
That funny guy, America's funniest home videos. He's known for that, Full House, and stand-up comedian work.
He did a little bit of everything.
He did.
Man.
So, that's what happened on this day. We'll be right back with more information of what went on locally. Y'all don't rush off. We got a lot to tell still. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 14. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. Well, as we turn our thoughts to what goes on down on 49th, well, it's this place, the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. If you hadn't dropped by in a while, drop in today. Still a little tinks still on the shelf. If you're looking for deer hunting, if you're needing something to keep you warm, they got coats and all types of things. And the big thing, as we get ready for this upcoming week there, keeping your pets warm,
Oh, that is huge. Keeping them dry and keeping them warm. And this weekend we're gonna have more rain. Monday and Tuesday doesn't look like a whole lot of wet stuff. Maybe possible frozen stuff.
There we go.
So keeping your dog dry, keeping your dog warm, and there's ways that they've got to keep us as people dry too.
That's right. See them, raincoats and more. You'll find it all at the Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate. You ever get blamed for something and you didn't know it was your fault?
Yeah.
I was asked to go get some chicken feed. So what I do, I go get 4 bags of chicken feed. I pull up under the, what do you call that thing? Like
the awning?
Something like that is a roof where you park under. I pull up under it, I unload the 4 bags of chicken feed. I leave them. I assume that someone else who wanted it is going to take it to the chicken house.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said it got wet and it's my fault.
So you're supposed to take it to the chicken.
Well, I didn't know that. Is that my fault or not?
We got to know the whole conversation.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious because I didn't feel like I'd done wrong. I delivered what I was asked to get.
It's like the wife told her husband, says, while you're at the store, will you see if they've got orange juice? So he got home and she's looking around and says, you didn't bring any orange juice. Well, they've got it. Well, why didn't you bring some? Well, all you told me was to see if they've got some. You didn't say get it.
We had an accident last night, I-20. This would happen around mile marker 165. An 18-wheeler loaded with lumber would go everywhere. I kept trying to find somebody that had a trailer nearby to help clean up because it was like a mound of money out there on the roadway. Here's the rig that overturned. And again, wet road, wet conditions caused this. As we go, look at all of that lumber. That's what and that's
Those
two
are 2x6s and 2x8s.
And how long are they?
I'd say they were probably 16 feet. Oh, yeah.
That's a pile of money.
You could get 2 8-footers out of that.
Yes, you could. Oh, man, look at this, Odie.
Yeah, that's across both lanes of traffic on I-20 headed east.
And so we didn't have anybody that come up after that and bump it. They saw in time to slow down?
Everybody saw it ahead of time, was able to stop. A lot of backup on
look
there.
at that.
Yeah, all of that just kind of slung off. Luckily, 90% of it landed off in the woods, and it wasn't completely spread across the interstate, which is always a good thing. But, yeah, getting somebody there to get that overturned and cleaned back up. Wreckers had to go to Kewanee and then contraflow back down about 1.5 miles or so to the wreck scene. And as many times as I've done it, it's still kind of eerie when you're contraflowing down the interstate, and you can tell some of the people that's beside you has a look like, hey man, you're supposed to be on this side.
All right, let's back up here. Define that terminology, because there's a lot of people that never heard that word before.
So contraflow is when
it's not contraband.
It's not contraband, right? Contraflow. We jump up to the next exit, and then we get on the interstate backwards and come back down it.
Okay. Contraflow. We want everybody to understand.
Right.
If you ever hear that news, that's what they mean. Has nothing to do with the shipment of illegal products.
That's
kind of
right.
sounded like it.
Yeah.
You know, as we look at this, let me show this again. Y'all see all that rain? That's what our folks who volunteer go out and stand in to help. A lot of that roads are slick. And as we lost someone's life down around Mobile last week of an ambulance worker who was struck by a car, y'all slow down. Yeah. Be careful. We want everybody's lives to be okay. We had another incident on the other side of the interstate, westbound side. Look at here.
Yeah, so this fella here, he said he was driving along, and then all of a sudden, all of his lights went off. His truck started to shut down. He turned around and immediately started steering it to the end of the road or to the edge of the road. The cab filled up with some smoke.
Whoa.
But he was able to get stopped. Luckily, he didn't continue any farther off the road a little bit. He was right there on the edge, but he was able to save that from flipping over. and causing a lot of problems. So, and he's safe. Everything's good. And I've got to find do they make a waterproof? Because I tried to take a picture last night, and there was so much rain that my buttons wouldn't work.
You couldn't get it to work?
I couldn't get nothing. I didn't get a single picture last night.
I sure hate that, Odie.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me to take any. I could have took one for you.
I could have stole your pictures.
You could have.
I ought to invent an umbrella
That's right.
that straps on. Don't y'all take my idea, or either get me some money for it.
We had an accident last night also with a Lauderdale County deputy. He's okay. They're okay. But there's a little fender bender there as we look at this. Nothing major, but it did involve this at 24th Avenue last night. So we thought we would pass that information along to you also. Now, something a little bit more serious. Let's get over here. Y'all know where this place is?
Yeah, right there on South Frontage Road.
Sure is. We had some people visit them during non-business hours. And when I say non-business hours, they wanted to purchase something. Yeah, and they purchased 2 of these without paying for it. Skid steer.
Wow.
I'm not sure the cost of these, but that's not cheap. And then they just went ahead and borrowed this to load the 2 on that they were borrowing and not paying for.
Oh. So they're going to bring them back, though, aren't they?
I don't think so, Odie.
Oh.
I'm afraid they have left town. So if you happen to see these 2 or know anything that might have happened over the weekend as these were loaded up, you happen to see somebody going down the road with that, call the authorities and let them know.
If you got an $80,000 piece of equipment that somebody just wants $40,000 for,
Ruh-roh.
call somebody. I'd like, Ruben said, ruh-roh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But we hate to see things like that happen. But and I'm always scared when we have power outages of what we'll find out today with alarms going down and people not having their alarms on backup. So we might hear of more things that may have been tampered with last night. We don't know. But there were a lot of power outages last night, and we certainly hope nothing was damaged or taken. We had an accident yesterday, one vehicle accident there on Long Creek Road. We had a truck go off in a ditch, blocked traffic for a while there as they got it out. Possible injuries involved with that. We don't think they were too serious, but there were injuries involved with that.
Good deal.
Had another, let's see here, where was this at? We've got a reward here for this pup that was lost in the Toom-Suba area on Knox Road. They'd love to have their pup back. Let's show him bigger there. What kind of dog is that?
That might be a Hinds 57.
Kind of got a little bit of
a
a
Hinds
box.
57 makes a good pet.
I know.
Best pet. Now, that looks like a boxer head.
Yeah. They'd love to have him
Or a
back.
pit bull head, not a boxer head.
Inbox us or make a comment there on the thread there to get that back. We've gotten several dogs united back with their owners there.
Hook tree in the road on 145, half a mile from Causeyville exit. So is that northbound or south? North or south of Causeyville, Susan? 1 mile from exit.
You know, you brought this up a minute ago. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department just posted this. Today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
Well, see, they watched the show, and we reminded them that today is the law enforcement appreciation, so they went ahead and posted it.
There we are. We'll be right back with more information as we head toward the top of the hour. It is flying, Odie.
South of Causeyville exit. Be careful.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie, as we welcome so many of you that join us every day. We got a new name. I'm not sure I like it.
I know I don't.
Mississippi University for Women. Been in Columbus, Mississippi since, well, a long time ago.
And yes, a man went there. You know, you had men go there, but it was the University for Women.
Right. They got a new name, and the official name is going to be Mississippi Brightwell University. I still don't understand why the name is being changed.
Because somebody's Audi got upset because it wasn't an innie.
That just ain't right. Now, look at the cost this is going to be, because on every building, I'm sure it's stamped MUW. Everything's going to have to be changed. Costly. And what's wrong with having a university for women, number
Not
one?
a thing. Because that's what it was. Not a single...
But, used to there were clubs that were men only. There were clubs that had women only. And they just wanted to get together, and I didn't see anything wrong with it.
No.
Now, can you have a group together that has both? Absolutely. We're not saying you can't have them.
But leave it alone. I'm a proud Eagle Scout of the Boy Scouts of America. We were Boy Scouts.
Right.
We're not Scouts of America. We were Boy Scouts because there was a Girl Scouts, and that was for the girls.
Do they now no longer have the separate ones, or
no? Because the Girl Scouts couldn't seem to get everything together, and so they were going to flop. So now they combined them, and now it's just Scouts of America. And personally, I don't like that.
I get that.
Boy Scouts of America should be Boy Scouts. Girl Scouts of America should be Girl Scouts. And if there was a problem with the administration, change the administration.
I agree.
But don't mess this up. Girl Scouts need Girl Scouts. Boy Scouts need Boy Scouts.
No, I agree. They learn things. Now, before anybody goes there, does vetting need to go deeper before they hire a scout leader? Yes, absolutely. We all agree with that. Make sure we have people.
And it wasn't quite that problem. Now, the Boy Scouts had their problems with that.
Yeah.
And I've got a problem with that.
Yeah,
but I
all
don't
of us
think that was the type of problem that the Girl Scouts had.
Well,
you needed some leadership and to do things active for the Girl Scouts. But
remind me, Odie, it was during I think the late 80s, early 90s, the movie about the Girl Scouts troop, Beverly Hills troop. What was that?
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was funny trying to sell the cookies.
Yeah, it's been forever ago. But I have not been asked to in general for Girl Scout cookies in a while. Because, man, they had some fine cookies.
Well, used to, for $4, you got this wide pack and this long.
Yep.
And now for $6, you get a little bitty one. But they still good. And that's like Al said, and you had to explore for co-ed. And you did. When you're 18, you're no longer a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout. Then you had your explorer groups, and that's where it was co-ed. And you did the same. You went on camping trips. You went on different activities, but you were older, and you did it as a group. And I totally agree. That was fine. I did explorer groups. But Cheryl said it right. They became woke. And in my eyes, this is Odie's opinion, destroyed what that was all about.
And it was really started for a great cause in America.
And it's still a good thing, because I know there's some Boy Scouts out there, and I know that...
And, if you go back to Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, that really dealt with the Boy Scouts in the background of that movie of what he was trying to do there.
Yeah.
We have to say a big thank you to Michael Ted Evans as he made his last stand as he stepped out of office. Winston County got 3 new patrol cars due to him helping them out and doing budgeting before he stepped out of the Senate. We do appreciate him for what he done there.
Yeah, and now with the Meridian Fire Department as the chief, and he's going to come on with us and talk to us one morning. We'll get that going. So hopefully that won't be too long. And I've got to give a special shout out.
What do we need to do?
Robin Miller. She called yesterday. I was able to go and meet with her, and she had some items together for the family that lost their home night before last over off of Zero.
I know what you're talking about.
So thank you for that, Robin, and I know that they're going to appreciate everything, and prayers continue to go out to them, and may God bless you for doing that.
All right. Wow. We've got we're coming back tomorrow, one way or another. We're going to be here, and we hope you'll join us. We'll be here throughout the day in the background looking for headline news, things that affect you and your world, whether it's nationwide or local. We'll get that out to you so that you'll be the first to know about it.
Yeah, 23 hours, you'll see us back. Right before that, you'll see the Scotty Ray on the Scotty Ray Report, bringing in all kind of different news, and then you'll see us. Stay safe, be vigilant, be careful while you're going to work today. I hope you have a great day. Remember, today is the day that the Lord has made, and we should be glad in it. We love you. Jesus does too. Make a difference in your life today and bring him into your heart. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.